Army versus Marines, the Iran war debacle, a strategic miscalculation. Before we begin, a brief note. This briefing is an analysis of military tactics and strategic decision-making. It is not an argument, nor is it an assertion of fault regarding potential miscalculations or missed opportunities. The purpose is to examine the situation through a tactical lens. Explanation is not endorsement. This is context, nothing more. Let's break it down. War has always been shaped by strategy, timing, and the ability to match military tools with clear political objectives. When those elements fall out of alignment, even the most powerful military in the world can encounter serious operational setbacks. In this analysis, we examine what some observers have described as a major American military miscalculation in a hypothetical conflict with Iran, and why critics argue that the early strategy may have undermined the chances for a decisive outcome. Historically, air power alone has rarely been sufficient to achieve lasting victory in war. Strategic bombing campaigns can damage infrastructure, disrupt communications, and weaken an adversary's military capability. However, history suggests that control of territory and ultimately political power is usually determined by forces on the ground. Air and naval forces play a crucial role in modern warfare. The U.S. Air Force and Navy are designed to deliver precision strikes, disrupt enemy defenses, and create operational openings. Their role is often to degrade an enemy's ability to respond, creating the conditions for follow-on operations by ground forces. In many modern military doctrines, this is where the Army and Marine Corps enter the equation. Ground forces secure territory, establish control over key population centers, and stabilize regions long enough for political structures to emerge or transition. Critics of the initial strategy argue that the reliance on waves of missile strikes and air attacks alone have missed a critical window of opportunity. Such strikes can generate confusion and damage infrastructure, but without a rapid ground follow-up, the strategic advantage gained from surprise quickly fades and is lost. Once that window closes, the battlefield changes. Defending forces have time to regroup, mobilize, and prepare for a ground assault. What could have been a rapid operation will most likely evolve into a longer and more dangerous campaign, one that increases risks to both military personnel and civilians. Another factor in any military escalation involves political authority within the United States government. Under the War Powers Resolution, the President must notify Congress within 48 hours of introducing American forces into hostilities. The law also limits military engagement to roughly 60 to 90 days unless Congress provides formal authorization for continued operations. In situations where that authorization becomes politically contested, military planning can become constrained by legislative debate and procedural limits. Without clear approval for expanded operations, commanders may face restrictions on the scale and duration of military action. For critics, the combination of a missed operational window and political limitations created a difficult strategic situation. A conflict that might have been shorter and more decisive could instead evolve into a prolonged military commitment with higher risks and uncertain outcomes. Military history repeatedly demonstrates a fundamental lesson. Successful campaigns require coordination between air, sea, and ground forces, combined with clear political objectives and timing. When miscalculations occur, whether through misunderstanding, overconfidence, or poor judgment, strategy becomes misaligned. In those moments, even the most capable military forces can find themselves facing a far more complicated battlefield ahead than expected. What are your thoughts? Leave a comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is the Sentinel Brief. Thanks for watching.